Taehyung come back home from office and notice the atmosphere is calm and silent. He sighed and started walking towards the bedroom when he saw something is laying on the floor. He bent down to take it and saw his wife's scarf. He walked further and saw another cloth on the floor. It was his wife's nightgown. He frowned and walked ahead, and this time he saw a small piece of cloth. He bent down and picked up his wife's red bra from the floor. He moved his eyes forward only to see his wife's panty laying on the floor just like her other clothes. He quickly get up and marched inside his room. Taehyung, why the hell did you spread your clothes on the floor? He stopped. His breath hitched seeing the view in front of him. His wife was laying on the bed naked. She's breathing heavily. Her exposed chest is moving up and down. Taehyung, what is this? Taehyung, you came? I'm feeling extremely hot and thirsty. Please come to me. She separated her arms and called him towards her. Taehyung gulped and walked towards her. He covered her body with the duvet, but she hissed and threw it away. Don't do this, it's very hot, and help me please, I need you. Taehyung, did you eat or drink anything weird? Maybe. I was feeling thirsty since morning. I drank each and every drop of mineral water and other drinks from the house, but I was still thirsty, so I went to the neighbor's house to ask for water, but Taehyung, they wasn't home and I was dying in thirst. So I broke into their house and drank every single drinks from their refrigerator. Taehyung, maybe you accidentally drink Viagra. I don't know and I don't care because I need you right now. Saying that, she pulled him by the back of his neck and started eating his lips like a hungry tigress. Taehyung wanted to kiss her back on the same passion and wanted to feel her each and every part, but he broke the kiss. Groaned in annoyance. Taehyung, I'm sorry, but we can't do this, he said and looked at the other side. Cupped his face and made him look at her. She bring her face closer to his and spoke. Why can't we do this? It's been so long that we did it, Taehyung. I know, but I'm sorry. Come, I'll help you to take shower. He carried her in his arms and take her to the bathroom. He make her vomit the thing out and give her a warm bath. Taehyung carried her to the bedroom and make her sleep. He sighed heavily and also went to take a shower as she successfully made him hard. But he couldn't make love with her, especially not tonight, 'cause he know the reason why she was feeling extremely thirsty. He's afraid of something, and that fear is killing him from inside. Fear. This little word is a name of a feeling that everyone have inside them. But yeah, different people have different kinds of fear. But do you have fear of a ghost, a spirit, or a demon? Well, today I'll tell you a story of fear. It's a beautiful sunny morning. A wife is arguing with her husband, saying he doesn't love her anymore. Well, what is scary about this, right? But be careful, 'cause after every bright sunny day, dark night always come. Yn is shouting on Taehyung in early morning. It's been 8 months of their marriage. Nowadays she changed a lot. She wasn't like this when they newly get married. Well, need to mention their marriage was arranged by their parents. Yn, you don't love me anymore, right? That's why you always come home late at night. You didn't have dinner with me from ages. Taehyung, Yn, it's not like this. I'm just busy these days. Yn, enough, I don't want to hear anything. I know you don't love me like before. She angrily went from there, making Taehyung sigh. Today, I'll talk about the biggest mistake of Taehyung's life. The mistake that changed their life. The mistake which turned his happy married life into a curse. If he could turn back the time. Anyways, let me tell you what mistake he did which turned their life into a hell. Yes, you're hearing right, a hell. Adventure is in Taehyung's blood. Before marriage, he used to go out with his friends in the hunt of adventure. Tae loved adventure very much. That's why when he read the news of finding bloodless bodies one after another in a village named Moon Lake on the newspaper, he couldn't control himself. He decided to go there. But Yn insisted to go with him, and he agreed. First of all, his heart wasn't ready to stay without her for days, and second, he heard the village is very beautiful so they can went on a holiday. So when Yn asked him to take her with him, he didn't say no to her, but yes. Yn doesn't know the real reason why Taehyung wanted to go there. 'Cause if he tell her, she'll never go there. And also she'll forbid him to go there as well. Yn is a type of girl who gets scared easily. After 12 hours journey, Finally, the couple arrived to their destination, the Moon Lake Village. Here they're staying at an old man's house who is luckily Taehyung's colleague's grandfather. The old man welcomed them with a warm smile. After having their lunch, Yn said she's tired, so she went to the bedroom to take rest. Tae, on the other hand, went outside to know more about bloodless dead bodies. Taehyung went to a tea shop and ordered a cup of tea for himself. This place is full of people. Taehyung started talking with a group of men. They are very humble and friendly. After talking for some time, he asked, Taehyung, I heard bloodless corpses are often found here. Tae noticed everyone's face turn pale hearing his words. They quickly changed the topic and went from there giving various excuses. After that, he asked few more people about it, but their reaction was also the same. He understood. They're afraid to talk about this topic. At evening, Taehyung went back home. He go to the bedroom and saw Yn is still sleeping. She must be very tired. Taehyung smiled and kissed her forehead. He take his clothes from the bag and went to change. After, sometimes the grandpa call them for dinner. Tae decided to wake Yn up. He walked towards her and kissed her earlobe before whispering, Taehyung, hey beautiful, wake up. She whined and changed her position. Aren't you hungry? They're calling us for dinner. After trying for few times, Yn finally wake up and they went to have their dinner. While cutting the lamb steak with the knife, Yn spoke. Yn, Tae, I don't think I'll able to sleep at night as I slept a lot in this afternoon. Can we go out for a walk then? Taehyung was about to agree with Yn, but the old man spoke before he could open his mouth. Old man, don't even dare to go outside at night, not even by mistake. In this village, going outside at night is forbidden. If you go out, the consequences will be terrifying. It will be beyond your imagination. Yn gulped hearing him. Taehyung thought, this girl is really timid. How can this type of warning make her scared like this? He shook his head in disbelief and spoke. Taehyung, what will happen if we go out at night? Old man, I can't tell you this. Taehyung, then I'll definitely go out to find out what will happen. Before the old man could say anything, his timid wife quickly said, Yn, no, we're not going anywhere. Taehyung, we should listen to our elders. Taehyung sighed, looking down while thinking, such a dumb girl I got. The next day, when Yn went to take bath, Taehyung go to old man. He insists him to tell him about those bloodless corpus, and after a lot of effort, he finally agreed to tell Tae the story. According to the old man, around 80 years ago a farmer used to live here who had a son. When his son was 5 years old, a group of maverick tribe came to this village. They used to do black magic and they had connections with evil soul and demons. The villagers used to hear scary noises at night. However, one day the farmer's son went missing. After searching a lot, they couldn't find him. And at the same time, those maverick tribe also left from the village. So everyone guessed that they took the farmer's son with them. Like this, 20 years passed, and after 20 years the farmer's missing son came back suddenly. And then the real story began. After 2 days of farmer's son's arrival, people started disappearing from the village. Their dead bodies were found the next day, pale and bloodless. The only wound was a hole on the left side of the chest, as if someone had squeezed out all the blood from the body. But there was not a single drop of blood anywhere around. Day by day the situation gets worse. Seeing no way, the poor innocent villagers went to an old man's house. That old man always had solution for all the problems. Hearing the villagers cry, the old man's cold blood started boiling in anger. He made a plan with 10 young villagers. According to his plan, at night a boy comes out from his home. The others also followed him from behind secretly, but they lost him all of a sudden. And after looking for him for some times, they find him in a place in between hill and lake. But the boy wasn't alive anymore. The maverick tribe put a parasitic demon inside him, and that demon is killing people to reduce his thirst. If you kill me, he'll come back again. He'll find another human body to live, was the last words he said to the villagers. But the villagers didn't listen to him and they bury him alive under the apple tree. Now 80 years have been passed since that incident. No people from that time are alive now. There are 2 or 4 people. They were only children at that time. The story they heard from their mothers and grandmother never failed to give them goosebumps. And the villagers know that the old fear is back. They doesn't talk about it, but they're afraid, thinking whose turn will be next. Till now, 5 people already died. Hearing the old man's story, Taehyung didn't get afraid. Even he became more curious. Tae knows from his past experience that there is no such thing called ghost. It's human who does all the bad things hiding behind the name of ghost. Still, he wanted to go to the lake and see the place where they bury that farmer's son alive. Taehyung went back to the bedroom and saw Y or N already finished taking shower. Now she's reading a book sitting on the bed. He gave her the proposal of going to the lake. Hearing about a beautiful place between lake and hill which is covered with snow, Y or N agreed immediately. The place is only 2 kilometers away from here, so they decided to have lunch after coming back. The couple took so many pictures of each other in the way of going to the lakeside. The village is so fascinating. There's not a single touch of modern life here. They feel like they're living in past. Finally, after 30 minutes, they reach their destination. Taehyung's breath stopped seeing the view in front of him. The blue water of the lake, the hills which is covered with snow, the trees, the grass. Everything is so fascinating about this place. As if a nature lover painter painted a beautiful scenery in his canvas with all his effort. Tae inhaled the air. The smell of the air is very familiar. Not only the air, he felt this place is very familiar to him. As if he used to come here regularly. But how? It's his first time in this village. Y or N, I'm feeling like I came here before. Taehyung come back to the world hearing her voice. So it's not only me who's feeling like this. Actually, this place is like a dream. Maybe that's why we're feeling like this, Taehyung thought. Taehyung, let's go to the other side of this lake. Y or N nodded excitedly. And they went to the other side of the lake. There's a narrow path covered with grass, which lead to the other side of the lake. This side of the lake is colder than any other place in this village. Maybe because of the shadows of hills, sun rays couldn't reach here. But still, it's too much cold. The temperature of this place is 5 or 6 degrees lower than the other side. Taehyung's gaze stopped in an apple tree. He went near it and touched the tree. So this is the place where the farmer's son is laying, he thought, looking at the grass under the apple tree. Y or N, wow, what is that? Taehyung, what is that stain? Tae looked back, hearing Y-N's feeble scream. She moved forward about 4 or 5 feet to the right from him. Taehyung ran there. The thing she's pointing at make him frown. It's a white cloth. The people of this region wear this kind of clothes. And the dark red dry stain in it can't be nothing but blood. As Tae take a dried dill from a tree and held up the dress in front, another thing caught his eye, and that is a very large hole around the left side of the chest of the dress. He dropped it and took Y-or-N away from there, holding her hand. He explained to her that a secluded place like this might be a hangout for criminals, but deep inside, in his own mind, he got afraid a little bit. Doesn't it match the old man's story? While going back, Taehyung decided to come back again, but this time not during the day, but at night after Y-or-N falls asleep. He need to solve the mystery. At night, Y-or-N got high fever. Maybe she couldn't tolerate the cold weather here and got fever. Taehyung feed her medicines which they brought with them and made her laid down on the bed. She doesn't even ate anything since afternoon. Taehyung requested her to eat something, but she said in a weak voice, Y-or-N, I don't want to eat anything, please let me take rest. She's only drinking water since afternoon, saying her throat is getting dry. At first, Taehyung didn't take it seriously, thinking it's happening because of fever. But seeing the empty water bottles on the table, he becomes shocked. Tae counted the bottles and find out Y-or-N drank 13 liters of water from 3 p.m. till now. It's 10 at the night. He checked her temperature and saw her fever has subsided. Taehyung sighed in relief. He kissed her forehead and covered her with the duvet properly. Taehyung cancelled his plan for going to the lakeside again. Y-N's health is not good. She might need him here. But now, he think he should have cancelled the plan to visit the lakeside even in the afternoon. Today, he think if they had not gone to that place in the afternoon, if they had not gone to that village, their life might have been different. However, Taehyung went to the washroom at around 11 p.m. and after coming back, he saw the bedrooms was empty. Y-or-N is not here. She can't be in washroom cause he was there. He come out of from room and saw the front door is open. He frowned seeing Y-or-N outside through the window. Taehyung quickly run outside and saw Y-or-N is going somewhere. He called her from behind. Taehyung, Y-or-N, where are you going? He called her but she doesn't look back at him nor answered him. Taehyung run behind her but couldn't reach towards her. She's just walking and he's literally running. But still, she's much more faster than him, and he doesn't know how. And suddenly, Taehyung lost her. He panicked and started looking around. Taehyung, where can she go in this unknown place at night? Maybe at Lakeside. This is the only place she know here and it's not far from this place. Taehyung went to the lakeside but couldn't find Y or N there. He thought she's on the other side of the lake. He ran to the other side while calling her name, but she wasn't here as well. Suddenly Taehyung heard a sound. He followed the source of the sound, and the thing he saw made him freeze. He saw the ground under the apple tree was moving. Looking closely, Tae realized that a continuous blow from under the ground was pushing the direction of that part. He understood clearly that this is the place where the farmer's son was buried alive. The sound was continuously coming from below the ground. Taehyung backed away and hid himself behind a tree. He doesn't know from how long he was standing. Many cracks have formed in the upper part of the ground. At one point, he saw two hands coming out of the soil and moving the soil from its chest. Slowly, the whole body came out from the ground. Taehyung doesn't know whether to call it a body or just a shape, a slender zigzag body, although he could not see much in the dark, but he understood that the legs were unusually long. It started walking, meandering in front of Taehyung's wide vision, just like an insect trying to walk onto legs like a human. Its face isn't clear, but he could say that in this dark, the yellow burning thing like fire was its eyes. An animal-like groan is coming out from its mouth, which is enough to make our blood cold. Something like lightning came to Taehyung's mind. It's not the farmer's son. His body may have been mixed with the soil by the rules of nature. This is the parasitic demon, who lived in the farmer's son's body to quench his bloodthirst, and for some unknown reason, it woke up again after so long. He get up from the grave behind the public eye, and after quench his thirst, he will enter the grave again. Then the demon will look for a human body again. And right now only Taehyung is standing in front of him. Tae was afraid to move, even though he thought of running away. Suddenly the ghoul started coming towards the tree behind which he was standing. Tae trembled in fear. He doesn't know if the creature is coming forward after seeing him or not, but he will get more attention if he tried run away. Taehyung couldn't see any possibility of escape from this horror. Suddenly, the demon stopped. Tae don't know spotted him or not, but he feel like its yellow eyes were hypnotizing him. If he stare at its eyes for a little long, he might lose his consciousness. Maybe tomorrow morning, he too will be found bloodless with his heart ripped out. Suddenly Taehyung heard a sound behind him, which made him flinch. He looked back and become shocked and speechless by what he saw. YN. She's standing there. Her head is hanging down in her chest. Her messy hairs were covering her whole face. She's walking very slowly with her bare feet, as if she's walking in sleep. A weird groan is coming out from her mouth. Taehyung couldn't even recognize her voice. The demon roar breaking the sky. Y or N started walking towards it. Taehyung. Y or N, don't go there. YN. He screamed, but she doesn't listen to him. Taehyung doesn't know from where he gathered this much courage. He came out from behind the tree and ran towards Y or N while thinking, if the demon want my soul, then I'll let him, but I won't let it hurt my Y or N. I hold YN's hand and tried to take her from there, but I couldn't move her for an inch. The demon started coming close to us. More closer. More. Opening his eyes, Taehyung found himself in the bed. The soft light of dawn is coming from the window. He rubbed his eyes while thinking, how did I come here? Y or N was also sleeping next to him. He touched her arms and saw she doesn't have fever anymore. Her face is still covered with her hair. Taehyung removed the hairs from her face and flinched. Her mouth and cheeks are covered with dry blood. He quickly wiped those blood with a wet towel without her knowing. That day, another bloodless dead body was found on the village. Taehyung packed their bags and quickly left the village with Y or N that day. After that night, Y or N often go out at late night since 3 months. Whenever she jitters in thirst and drinking water every seconds, Taehyung understand. She'll go out at night, cause her thirst isn't for water. Her thirst is for human blood. The parasitic demon is now living inside Y or N, and it already made her kill 20 people without her knowing. But Taehyung knows it. When Y or N started jittering in thirst, Taehyung tell her that he'll be late at night, but instead he stayed outside their house and keep an eye on her. After all, it is his responsibility to bring his wife home safe and sound. After coming back home, Taehyung cleaned the blood from her hand and mouth. Y or N doesn't remember about any of this. That's why she gets angry on Taehyung and said, Y or N, you don't have to explain me anything. I know you don't love me anymore. Taehyung sell their house in town and bought a house in a rural area. He doesn't know how long it'll go. Maybe one day he also have to die in her hands. But he know one thing for sure. He'll protect her until his last breath.